Hi, my amazing planner friends. It's Jess from my magical planner. And as you can see, I have a few things here on my desk. So I went to the dollar store, or is it the $1.25 store now? I don't know. Anyhow, I went there with the intent of finding a few things for my Hobonichi cousin and found more than I anticipated. And a few of these are more general desk things or stationary things, but I thought it was really intriguing. Everything here individually costed $1.25 at my dollar store. And we're going to go through everything here. And I'm also going to show you how I intend on using these products. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to set this off to the side. And by the way, this was also from the Dollar Tree. So literally everything here. So let's start with these three items. So I have here a roll of, this is, I think, contact paper in just a really simple pattern. I have some vinyl adhesive, like vinyl paper. And then this is wallpaper with a self-adhesive back. And I thought, and I'm not going to do this right now because I'm not ready to decorate my planner for next year, but let me show you what my thought is for these three. I'm not saying necessarily I am going to do this. I just wanted to see what things I could come up with, and I will be testing these out on another video. Possibly not on these planners though. But the thought was with the wallpaper, one of the things that I could do is wrap a book with it. So if you didn't like the way, like I love the way the sterling ink looks. So I'm probably not going to do this for this. But if you got like the Hobonichi ABAC and you hate the color, you can cut this down and wrap your book in it and have this for your outside cover. And I thought that would be pretty cool, honestly. And I liked this pattern. I do have a different intent for this, actually, but I thought that that was an additional idea that could really work for people. Then the contact paper, it's the same thing. Like you could wrap your book in it. So we're going to unroll it. I've done this with like clear contact paper over kids' books before, but I thought this was a very simple, classic pattern, and it would work really nicely as a wraparound of a planner or a cover, that kind of thing, to help protect your planner over the next year. So that's idea number 2. So we're going to set those two off to the side. And then we have this, which I've never actually bought before, and I was curious about. But I think you could do the same thing with this. I think all of their colors were sparkly, so I don't know if that matters to you. But it's a really nice fine sparkle. And this was 2 rolls for like $1.25, so super cheap. You could totally wrap it in this. You could do different things where you wrap part of it with one and part of it for another. I'm going to find some notebooks to make a video doing that and see what we think. But those are my intents with these products, just so you could see and maybe get your own brain kind of going in that direction. The next thing that I purchased that wasn't really in the stationery department, honestly, were these clips. So I see a lot of people getting really big, chunky clips, and these are just, like, say they're multi-purpose multi-purpose clips. So a lot of people use big clips like this as their book clips to hold pages open and such, and I was curious if these would do the same thing. And it looks like they would. I think I would probably prefer them on a side rather than in the middle. But if you're looking for a book clip, I think this would work. I mean, I haven't tested it out extensively. It's just an idea. And it fits around all of the different spots in here. And I can even do the whole book. So I think no matter how thick it is, it did leave a little line there. But there's idea number 2. 2.5, I don't know, however you want to cut it. Now the rest of this is more stationery related. well, okay, we're going to take the cards out. So I did get a couple of cards as well to show you another couple things. Because again, these are really cheap there. They're $1.25. You get the envelope too. So these would also be great things to cut down and use as covers if you wanted to, especially if you like the design. This one, I was like, oh, I like the bear, right? So I might cut the bear out. I might use it as something that I tip in on like a monthly page. I might use it as a cover. So I got the bear one. The umbrella is another one. I thought I could cut out the umbrella itself because I don't know that it's for a bridal shower, I think. And I don't really need the message. I just really liked the aesthetic of this. And then there was this butterfly one that is actually blank inside. And this is probably my favorite one. And this would be super easy to convert into either a, you know, a page that you kind of tip in, or using either side as like the cover as kind of a blank slate per se, with just a little bit of decoration on it. And then as far as the envelopes go, depending on what size you use, these are bigger ones because I wanted it to be able to cover the full cover, but they do have smaller cards. And if you get one of the smaller cards, or depending on what size, you know, your planner is, you can totally tape one of these into the front or back cover to give you a little spot to put, you know, things. This envelope's a little flimsy. The other ones are a little nicer. Now for the actual stuff that was in the planner area, I'll say, or the craft area. And the first one I'm going to grab out here is this. This is a Craft Squares adhesive cutting mat. I obviously did not get it to be a cutting mat. What I did see is I was like, hey, this is about the right size to be a pencil board. So, oh, it's sticky there. I might leave that on. Because I've never gotten one of these before. So my thought was to use it as a pencil board and actually wrap it in one of, well, probably this material, to be honest. Because the thickness is the same, or almost the same, as the thickness of my pencil board. This is a pencil board from Hobonichi themselves. So like this side, there's no stickiness to it. The other side does have sticky on it. So you'll need to cover that up or keep this on. But I think that's very doable. And, or you might be able to use some kind of adhesive remover to make that not sticky anymore, or put something else on it. Because I thought about these really big, you know, this would cover the whole area. The other thing I considered, which I didn't pull out, is taking Sweet Kawaii Designs does these 5x7 stickers. And I was thinking these would be about the right size to place kind of in the middle here, like this. And then you have, and these are really thin vinyl stickers. So you're not going to be adding a lot to your pencil board. It's not going to cause any, you know what? Let's just do it right now. We're going to put this one on. Okay, so I'm going to take this part off. And I'm going to put this part on. I may need my tweezers to start it for me. The problem with getting your nails done is, oh no, don't stick on, don't become sticky, is that I have a harder time getting these things started. Here we go. Now the easiest way that I've found to put these down is to not have the whole thing there, like okay, so, ta-da! Now I just gotta get these air bubbles out, which isn't a big deal. I think it's pretty cute, honestly. All right, guys, you just saw me do this side. Now, after I finished filming that, I decided I wanted to experiment a little. So I did cover this side in that metallic paper that I had gotten. So like I said, you can get 2 rolls of this for $1.25. And it's just super smooth. You don't have any like bumps or anything. So just to give you an idea of what that would look like. Now, I do wish that I had put something around the edges here. I could add some washi tape. I'm just concerned it's going to be bumpy. So I'm thinking about that right now, but this is really nice. And then after I did that one, I also did this. So I took the other types of paper that I showed you at the very beginning, and I covered this side with the wallpaper, which has a more almost durable feel to it than I would say some of the other ones, just because of the type of material it is. And then I use the contact paper on this side so you can see what that looks like. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out. I feel like this very much leans towards the aesthetic of my Hobonichi cousin, and that it's going to be a great addition. I like this side probably the best out of all the ones that I've done so far, but I think I might get a few more of these and try out a few more styles, and we'll do a video on how to do that. And to show you what it looks like inside, now it is going to stick up above a little bit. I'll go to a page. So you are going to see it around the edges, but honestly, you kind of want to, because you want the whole area to be covered. So I think it's a really fun way to do a $1.25 pencil board that isn't, it's a little sturdier than just laminating like a piece of cardstock or something. Okay, next here we have these rings. So this is an inspiration from my Moxie Life stuff. So when I ordered my Moxie Life washi tapes last year, they came with this giant ring. Now, these rings are obviously much smaller, but I think I can do the same concept with them. I just wasn't sure how many would fit. I was hoping like at least 4. They were a little, you know. But, you know, if you're going out or something, or you want to keep a collection together, say they're on your desk or whatever. So that's 4. Let's see, could we do the entire collection? Maybe. Okay, this is going to be tight. Okay, move that one over to that side. But it does work. If you're looking for ways to organize your washi, you could hang that up if you have like a pegboard or something in your office. I might do one less than this if you were hanging it up, because I'm not sure how well that's going to hang. But I do like the concept, and so I figured it was worth $1.25 to try out. I do prefer the bigger one. You can probably get these at like someplace like Joann's, probably has something more this size. But for $1.25, it's a really good find, I think. Okay, next, let's do, okay, we'll do this. It's just a little plastic bin. They had a lot of clear bins there. The reason I picked this up, though, is specifically for fountain pen inks. So I don't like having them just loose on my desk or anything. And having a container like this, if something accidentally gets spilled, like it's not a big deal. So that was my thought, is to have another spot to put fountain pen inks, be it the vials like that or bigger bottles. So you could use it for other things on your desk as well, but I thought it was a really good find for $1.25, easy to clean, easy to help me organize, that kind of thing. Next, I did get some labels. I thought these might work well on the outside of a planner for labeling your name or that kind of thing. They are kind of a almost shiny consistency. So there is that. You do get, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Well, it says 40 labels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 of them in here. So my first thought was labeling on the front, like putting your name inside the planner, that kind of thing. But you also have ones like this where you can very easily use it as a frame and then take a sticker and put it inside and do some layering things. You could use these for titles at the top of your daily pages. You could totally print a picture and then have it be inside there as just, extra. And you don't have to do anything more than put it down. So I went ahead and I just spent some time and made a few different things. So this one is, I told you that I thought it would make a really good label, especially in the beginning of like a Hobonichi or something. So I put my name here with some letter stickers and then surrounded it with florals. I just cut the florals in half and lined them up along the edges and did this one. I think these fall colors really lend themselves to this. Also, since it's Halloween here, I made this one where I just used one of those round frames as kind of like a frame on the wall and put a skeleton in the middle and added a little floral and that spider web. Next, I went ahead and I cut out the middle portion of this frame and I used that with leftover stickers. I had all of these like decorations. So I just put a girl in here and added a little floral up here to add some interest. So if you wanted to make a decorative box for your spread and then be able to write in here, you totally could do that, or whatever you want it to do. And then I used the part that I cut out to make this square where I just added some of the leftover florals that I had from this around the edges to make it kind of a unique feel. Then I used one of the longer boxes and I had 2 trim stickers. So I went ahead and cut them and put them together to make this longer portion. Put a spider web in here because I knew I was going to have a gap. I did cut off a little bit of that sticker to not make it repeat completely and added the part I cut off on the side to kind of just make a spooky little box. You could use it in place of washi tape or that kind of thing. Then I also did a August script down here to show you another example of the labeling that I had been talking about. I used this bigger tag sticker to just kind of use a weekend sticker. Now these are Happy Planner stickers as well as some leftovers that I had here to just kind of flush out an idea. And then these are examples of how you could use like a paper doll girl, which is what these are, to make a frame and kind of label it. This one's called Self-Care and this one's Date Night. I just thought the purple and the brown went together pretty well. Then I did these ones. So this is a bigger vinyl sticker. So if you wanted to do something in the front of your planner similar to this where you're labeling your name or something, I did have one of these really big Snoopy vinyls and I was like, oh, let's see what that looks like together. And I did that. These are Happy Planner stickers. I felt like this could be a label for like a journaling prompt or something of that nature, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. And this one, just an idea, if you don't have decorative boxes and you just have leftover stickers, a way to make things kind of stretch a little further. And then these are the last ones that I did. This one, I just put an umbrella in it to give it a little interest and another way of showing you how to make a decorative box out of these. This one, I just added some framing to it. So I had some leftover dangles that were Halloween themed and I added a dangle at the top and then a line one at the bottom. And another way just to make a decorative box. This one just says today's plans. This was a Happy Planner sticker. And then I used the matching dangle from up here down here to kind of add some interest. This could easily be a daily page topper or that kind of thing. This was me cutting out the inner circle of one of the circle frames and using it a little bit more like a frame. I put Elsa in there and a snowflake, just kind of giving you an idea. And then the last one that I did over here is the Happy Mother's Day. This was a Happy Planner sticker. So I layered a Happy Planner sticker with some leftover florals on top of the circle to really bring it all together and make a sign. Okay, the next thing that I picked up were these 3 stamping kits, and I wanted to see how well they worked. So I'm actually going to do it on one of these. This is a shipping label, and we'll get to why I bought these in a minute. But I think I'm just going to grab one of these. All right, so I have a stamp block and a little bit of black permanent ink here. I also have, and honestly, I picked these up from the dollar store as well. These are just baby wipes for wiping off things. I use them all the time at my desk. I get the unscented ones, and they work really well. So this one is more of a travel type design. So we're going to open it up and take a look here. Now, I've never used these type of stamps before, so we'll see how this goes. Let's try like the ticket. Seems like a good one. So you peel them off, and then I'll put it on my little block here. We'll try it with this stamp ink, which has been sitting here a while and not used, so we'll see how good that is. It looks like it's okay. So let's see how good this ticket is. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I could have filled in a little better, I think. But for what it is, I get all of these for $1. I don't think that's bad. And here's what I meant about the wipes. You just use them, clean it off. No big deal. You can also just use markers to do this type of thing. Oh, and it has an outline. That's why they didn't quite match up on the other side. But I really think these are kind of cool. Adventure begins. You have the ticket. Travel, world tour. Let's travel here. But you could also just ink up the camera and have just the camera. There's a bike. Let's try the airplane just to try a second one from this sheet and see how it does. And actually, let's use one of these, because I think these are a bit juicier. I feel they actually came from the same place that I got the stamp pad. So let's try this and see if this works. I'm not sure. We'll see. Not bad. Here's the airplane. I am not a professional stamper or anything. I just wanted to see how these would work on here. So there's that one. Put it back over here. I don't know how long they keep their stickiness and if that would be an issue. But okay, so there's that one. We'll test out some from the other ones as well. So this one had more gardening type stuff and flowers. And the other one has, I think, just flowers. I thought they would be good on my daily pages and my Hobonichi potentially as little decoration spots. And for $1.25, I couldn't see any reason to pass it up, honestly. Let's try it. Let's try the frame. So I'll put the frame on here and see how this looks. And I think the way that this one is designed kind of lends to me not being perfect at stamping, honestly. Let's see if I could frame the airplane. Okay, that's not too bad. I think I would have to practice with it a little bit, but it's not horrible. The middle, I'm not sure about the edges, if I like it completely, to be honest, the shape. And it's not because of the stamp itself, though, or the, not good quality of a stamp or something. And let's try the flower. Actually, let's try this flower, because this is the one that kind of sold me on this set. Okay, And the thought was that I could do it in a corner like that. Oh, I do really like that. Look at that one. Okay. So I think these are cool. I don't know that I'm going to use them all the time, but I like having the potential. So this one does also have the word garden and sunflower in it. And then the third one was just like little floral pieces. They had more of these there, but I wanted to try out a few first before I invested in more to see if I actually used them and how I liked them. So let's do one of the bigger ones from here. If I can get it off. There we go. So let's try this one. I mean, the designs are really cool. So I'm just going to pick a spot. Okay. That one turned out, I think, really, really well. So I think the floral ones might be my favorites. These ones are okay, but the florals I think came out much nicer and seem like more things that I would use. But I don't mind having the other stuff. And I think I might go back and if I end up using these, get a few more. So that's the stamps that I got from there. Next, we have some binder clips. Now, these are another thing that I'll often see people using in their planner to like keep the day open or whatever. And I like the fact that these had things on them like this. I think there's all the days of the week here. So you have Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday. So if you have things on your desk that need to be dealt with on specific days, or if you want to switch out. Oh, I think it only has Monday through Friday. No Saturday and Sunday. But you do have tomorrow, today, to-dos, and urgent. And I'm going to pull my planner back over to show you again. So a lot of times what people do is to keep their page, right? They'll just clip it at the top like this. And it'll keep your spot for the week. These seem like, I think these would work just fine. So, and they're in different colors. You could always paint them yourself if you don't like the colors that they had. They also had like, I think silver ones. I just liked the different colors. And they're also great for just having on your desk. Like everybody loves binder clips. Okay, maybe it's just me. But anyhow. Next, I have, well, the labels. These are shipping labels. They're 4x6 in size. And let me pull over my Hobonichi cousin from this year. Now, my thought behind these was, so in the back of the Hobonichi cousin, there are a bunch of pages that nobody uses because they have like printing on them and stuff. These, you would have to trim it down a little bit, but, or you can situate it this way, use washi tape to make a border, but it gives you another thing to write on if you want it to have other things in the back or in the front, wherever you want it. You know, maybe you want to make a nameplate or something in the back with all of your information, that kind of thing. I think something like this is kind of pre-cut to the size almost that you need. You do have to cut off like a sliver off the end, but otherwise, you know, if you were doing it sideways, and I think 2 of them would be the size you would need if you were going to cover the whole page. So yeah. And height-wise, I think they work really well. It's just the side over here. But I would probably more likely to either use them if I was going to do like half and then have something else down here, or do them vertically to kind of help me use some of these back pages a little bit more efficiently. I got these because so many people do not appreciate the quotes here at the bottom and feel like it's wasted space. And so oh, these are shinier than I thought they would be. My curiosity was, can you use these to, well, almost. It doesn't quite do it, and it's shinier than I thought it would be. I thought these would be matte like this, but they are not. The next thing that I was like, are you serious? They had a fountain pen for $1.25. Now, the design isn't really me, but I was curious how they wrote. So I got the $1.25 fountain pen, and we're going to test it out using their ink, because I'm also curious about that. I'm curious who actually makes these. It says Greenbrier International here, and they're definitely made in China. I think most of the stuff at the dollar store is made in China. I could be wrong on that, but we do get 2 of these little vials of ink. Here's a pen, steel nib. It says extra fine on it. Barrel's definitely very cheap. So I don't know how long it'll last, but we're going to go ahead and put this in. Are you in all the way? I think you are. It might take it a few minutes to get the ink down to the nib. All right, we've got it working now. It did take a couple of minutes. Let's see here. Okay, let's see how it does with just a quick keeps up. I think honestly, for a $1.25 fountain pen, which I think is the cheapest I've seen a fountain pen, this isn't bad. Is it as nice of a writing experience as like my SD, which is over $100? No. Is it as nice of a writing experience as like my Zebra fountain pen, which is a disposable fountain pen? I'd say yeah. This isn't my favorite disposable fountain pen, just for the record, but this actually seems a little smoother than the Zebra. And it seems to keep up just fine. Because see how scratchy the Zebra gets. I would guess that there might be some quality control stuff that goes on with this. It's interesting that we have this little spot here. I don't know if that's to help you hold the pen correctly. Like, kind of has a target here. So that's an interesting little thing. I'm sure it has a purpose. The step down here isn't much. It doesn't seem like it'll affect much. It does have a cap and cap to help keep the pen, drier. It has a metal clip here, which not like this one has a plastic clip. Can I put things under there? Because sometimes the metal clips can be too strong. So I don't know that I would hook this on like a Hobonichi paper page because it does feel pretty stiff. It'll probably loosen up over time. But I don't know, not bad for a $1.25 fountain pen. Definitely a budget find. All right, the next thing I got were some just blank note cards. They have a bunch of these there. I think they only had them in this size, but I could be wrong. And it might depend on your dollar store as well. So these are like, does it say the size? It's like a 4x6 or something. So I don't see in here where it says, to be honest. But one, it's always good to have blank note cards for like thank you notes or gratitude notes or anything like that. But with them being blank inside like this, we can also, again, use them if you wanted to put one on your cover because you liked the design. I think that would totally work. You could have other stickers or whatever around it. You can put it in the front and have it still be able to open so that all of your information is inside there. Or one thing I did, so I used to go to girls camp all the time with church girls, and one year I did a journaling class, which was a ton of fun. And I made journals for all the girls. And one of the things I did is I actually glued an envelope like this into the planner or the journal. And then you can slip this inside still and have a note to yourself. In this instance, I had them write a note like they were writing a letter to Heavenly Father. I really liked the concept. You can use it as a therapeutic thing, and that way it's in here, but it's more private and people can't as easily see it, if that makes sense. So that's my input on this. And I don't know if I'm going to do that with my next Hobonichi, but it is something I'll probably put in a journal, whether or not it's this one or my Archer and Envelope journal or anything like that. Or I might use it as part of my vision board, which is where these guys come in. So I didn't know that they had these. So each one of these has 30 in it. They're aesthetic wall collection kits. And they made me think of making like a really big vision board for your coming year. So let's see what they look like, because I wasn't sure. They kind of looked like postcards from what I could tell. So this says adjust your expectations. So it looks like there's a couple with words, but we have just some really cute succulents here. Quiet your mind, connect with nature, and then there's some, tropical leaves or whatever. Just a really nice background. Breathe. All is well. Geometric shapes. Oh, this one's really pretty with the lily pad and the flower. Oh, another close-up of the flower. A Buddha one. Another lily pad flower. Be still. Kind of the Zen stuff. And the yin and yang. I think that's right. A bonsai tree. And they had more than these two, by the way. This is really pretty. I like this with like the little steam. It might be, fog, whatever, coming off the rocks. Another Buddha one. The sand circles, which is really cute. Just some white background. These are a glossy. Glossy is generally easier to print and cheaper. Just some rocks, some flowers and rocks. Ooh, I like the waterfall. I love waterfalls. Some more just colors. These you could use alphabet stickers to put like a quote on or something if you wanted to. Breathe. I think there was another one just like this. Focus on the good and meditate and focus on what you can control. This is a super important message. So I liked the idea of being able to make a big wall collage for this next year. So I don't know if this is going to work or not, but for $1.25, it seemed like a good try. I've seen some books out there on Amazon that do the same type of thing, but they're a lot more expensive. So we have bubbles. Oh, this one was called Happy Hurricks. I don't even know how to say that. But yeah, these are the images that you're supposed to get in here. So we have bubbles. We have a neon flower. I knew that this one wouldn't be as much my aesthetic, to be honest. I do like this one though. Ooh, and we have like tropical trees, succulents with a red filter. I like the butterfly. Start new. I like that. Daydreamer. The stars are nice too. This seems like an 80s postcard to me. Then we have this one. And oh, I like the flower. That's really pretty. Good vibes only. Another, 80s postcard. Be the light. Some, kisses. Some more florals. Oh, I think we had this one in the last one. I don't know, maybe the coloring is a little different. Oh, I like this one with the moth on the branch. Then we have some like colors, another butterfly, watermelon, love me some watermelon, and strawberries, flamingos walking along together, cute. Radiate positivity, more butterflies, and I think this is probably rock, like a really close up of like maybe a crystal type rock. Another 80s postcard, and take it easy. So I think these are going to be fun to play around with. You could also easily tuck them into your planner if that's what you want to do. You could use them as frames for like, and put a picture in the middle, that kind of thing. Just a lot of different uses. I will say though that they are all on that glossy, and if that's going to bother you, just know that going in. All right, guys, that is everything that I picked up. I hope you enjoyed this little haul. It was an interesting experiment. I kind of had a lot of fun with it. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you real soon.